You know, we spend a lot of time trying to be cool, cool-headed, calm, collected. We're taught that losing your cool is a sign of weakness. But what if the real weakness is never getting hot in the first place? Never getting passionate, dedicated, or heated about anything? Arnold Glasgow said, "Nothing splendid was ever created in cold blood." And he's right. You don't forge a masterpiece in a freezer. You don't write a symphony, build a business, or fall in love while you're checking the temperature every 5 seconds to make sure you're not feeling too much. Coldness is the sacral chakra's favourite demon, and today we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to diagnose it, understand its psychology, and then with a little bit of hypnotic arson, we're going to burn it down. So how do you know if you're running a bit cold? It's not always an iceberg. Sometimes it's just a persistent chill. You feel nothing about things you used to love. That hobby buried in the closet. That project gathering digital dust. There's a blandness, a beigeness to your emotional landscape. You're not sad, you're just air conditioned. Then there's the intellectualizing. Everything becomes a problem to be analysed, not an experience to be felt. Someone shares a deep emotion and you respond with a flowchart. It's a brilliant defence mechanism. You can't be accused of being cold if you're being so helpfully rational. Then there's the curated cynic. You know, the person who mocks enthusiasm because they're afraid to have any. They're the cultural critics of their own potential, giving a 1-star review to a life they haven't even lived yet. It's a great way to stay safe and bored and secretly miserable. This coldness shows up in the body too, as stiffness and lack of mobility. The lower back might be tight or the hips locked up. It's like the body is saying, if you're not going to move with the flow of life, fine, I'll just seize up right here. Alright, so the crime scene is a cold heart. The suspect is a defended ego. Let's play detective. The clue to the thaw is in 3 words: passion, dedication, and vitality. First, passion. This isn't just about romance. This is about heat. The investigative question is, what makes you lose track of time? Not what should, but what actually does. When was the last time you looked up and 3 hours had vanished because you were so engrossed in something? If your answer is scrolling, we need to dig deeper. That's not passion, that's avoidance. I'm talking about making something, building something, understanding something. Where is the heat? Next, dedication. This is where passion meets the pavement. It's easy to be passionate about an idea. Dedication is what you do when the idea gets difficult. The question here is, what is the smallest, most consistent promise you can make to this passion and keep? Dedication isn't a grand one-time gesture. It's showing up on a Tuesday when you're tired. It's the quiet, unsexy work of choosing your values over your moods. Finally, vitality. This is the fuel. My question is, What are you consuming that's actually nourishing you? And I don't just mean food. What information, what conversations, what environments are you actually taking in? Is your mental diet the equivalent of fast food, leaving you bloated and lethargic? Or is it clean, high octane fuel that gives you energy? Your resource is vitality. Remember, you can't run a Maserati on watered down petrol. Let's leave the detective's office and step into a different scene, a blacksmith's forge. It's dark, but it's not cold. In the center, there's a fire. This is your potential passion. Right now, for many, it's just a pile of cold iron, unfeeling, unmalleable, and useless. Coldness is the decision to never light the forge. It's too much work, it says. What if I get burned? What if I make a mess? And so the iron stays iron. But then a spark, a moment of curiosity, a flicker of what if? That's the beginning of your passion. So you bellow the spark into a flame. This takes effort and dedication. You're not just staring at the fire, you're working to keep it alive. Now the iron starts to heat up. It becomes red, then orange, then almost white hot. This is the process. It's uncomfortable. The iron is changing at a fundamental level. This is what learning and growth feels like, a metamorphosis of your very substance. It's not a calm, cool process, it's a fiery one. And then the hammer. The blacksmith doesn't attack the iron, she guides it with rhythm and intention. Every strike a choice, guiding the hot, pliable metal into a tool, a piece of art, or a weapon for your life. This is the application of dedication to passion. This is where I want becomes I am. What emerges from the forge is not the same cold iron. It's a hardened, sharpened, vital object infused with the intention of its creation. It has purpose and vitality. The coldness wasn't its true nature, it was just its untreated state. Now your mind can begin to understand that the coldness you feel is not a prison sentence, but simply an unlit forge. That the numbness, the cynicism, the blandness are just clever ways your mind has protected the cold, hard iron of your potential from being mishandled, shaped by the wrong hands, or for the wrong reasons. But what if now you are the blacksmith and your heart is the forge? And you can permit yourself to feel the curiosity of the spark without demanding a full-blown inferno immediately. You can appreciate the steady rhythmic breath of the bellows, the dedication of keeping a small flame alive on a cloudy day. And you can know at a level deeper than opinion that the fire is not there to consume you, but to transform you, to make you more pliable, so life can shape you into something more useful, more beautiful, more true than you ever could have been while remaining cold, hard, and safe. The invitation is not to set your hair on fire, but to simply turn on the pilot light. To wonder what one small thing you can do this week that contains just a fraction more warmth than you normally allow. What conversation, what activity, what food, what thought could carry just one extra degree of passion? And now, just allowing your eyes to gently close if they haven't already, and bringing your awareness down into the center of your being, the home of your sacral chakra, just below the navel. And imagine a small glowing ember in that space, a single point of warmth in the darkness. It doesn't need to be a blaze, just a steady, persistent source of heat. And with each breath in, you feed this ember a little oxygen. And with each breath out, you release the need to control its size or shape. Just feeling that warmth beginning to radiate outwards, a gentle orange glow, spreading through your hips, your lower back, loosening, thawing, bringing a fluidity to your joints and an ease to your emotions. This is your vitality, your dedicated life force. It whispers the affirmation on your behalf. I nourish my body with healthy food and clean water. And I nourish my spirit with curiosity, with warmth, and with dedicated action. This warmth is the seed of your passion, the foundation of your dedication, the source of your vitality. And you can return to this feeling, this inner forge, anytime you choose, simply by bringing your awareness here, by taking a single breath, by fanning the flames of your own becoming. And whenever you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room, feeling the chair beneath you, the air on your skin, feeling alert, refreshed, alive.